Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best monitor for PS5.
Starting at number 5.
BenQ Mobiuz EX3210U. The BenQ Mobiuz EX3210U is one of the most accommodating 4K PS5 monitors out there, and it brings both connivance and fidelity to the table. Not only does it pack plenty of extras like integrated Trevolo speakers and a handy remote, but its 144Hz UHD visuals are accompanied by an excellent suite of HDR modes that kick hard. You'll struggle to find a more feature-packed screen than the Mobiuz EX3210U. While it originally launched with a premium price tag, it has since become far better value for money, especially if you play on PS5. The aforementioned Trevolo speakers and integrated mic serve as handy extras for both console and PC players. However, it also boasts 2 HDMI inputs and a 4-port USB 3.0 hub round the back, making it a winner on the connectivity front. Design: the Mobiuz EX3210U manages to avoid merely being a black rectangle thanks to its flashy V-shaped stand and RGB-clad back shell. It's not the slimmest screen around by any means, but it's still slender enough to fit comfortably onto most gaming desks. You'll also have an easy time adjusting height and angle once you've got it attached to its stand, as the panel moves with ease. That said, its ports are hidden under a back lip, which is a bit of a pain if you find yourself swapping inputs a lot.
Coming at number 4.
Philips Momentum 5000. The Philips Momentum 5027M1F5800 is another brilliant 4K 144Hz that'll pair nicely with the PS5, and it comes in at a fair price. Not long ago, screens boasting these specs would set you back closer to $1,000, so it's nice to see premium panels finally become available for less. Again, the Momentum 5027M1F5800 is surprisingly affordable considering its specs. It comes armed with HDMI 2.1 ports, DisplayPort 1.4, a USB upstream port, for USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, and a 3.5mm audio connection. You can't imagine needing additional ports on top of that, especially when using the PS5. Add HDR 600 and adaptive sync tech into the mix, and you've actually got a monitor that'll serve both your consoles and PC for many years to come before it'll feel dated. Design: the Momentum 5000 is simplistic in its design, but its C-shaped stand serves as a reminder that it's in fact a gaming monitor. Its minimalist aesthetic somehow manages to look professional and like something you'd sink hours playing Baldur's Gate 3 using at the same time, which is perhaps exactly what will happen if you pick up this screen for your working-at-home setup. Don't worry, we won't tell anyone you're romancing Asterion instead of doing spreadsheets. Unfortunately, its UI lets the side down, and its all-in-one directional power button commits multiple menu navigation sins. The Momentum 5000 isn't the only monitor guilty of this, but it makes us wish more screens came with a remote, with more premium models spoiling us with the extra lately.
At number 3.
Corsair Xeneon 27QHD240. Admittedly, pairing the PS5 with a 240Hz will sound like overkill, but the Corsair Xeneon 27QHD240 offers a standout LG OLED panel that'll make your favorite PlayStation games pop. Not to mention it has a ton of ports at the back, so you could hook up a gaming PC, Switch, and Steam Deck dock at the same time if you've got a chunky setup. As the not-so-catchy model name suggests, the Xeneon 27QHD240 is a QHD display that boasts 1440p 240Hz abilities, meaning it'll suit PS5 games with a performance mode nicely. While 4K is certainly the way to go when it comes to bigger displays, the 26.5-inch panel manages to get away with a lower resolution and offer OLED brilliance in its place. Design: Corsair's 27-inch screen is pretty sleek thanks to the fact it uses an OLED panel, and the overall aesthetic is striking yet subtle. Its V-shaped stand provides just enough design flair to keep things interesting, while also minimizing the amount of room it takes up on your desk. As for adjustability, it's one of the easiest monitors to love that we've tested, and while it flips vertically for productivity reasons, we're itching to play some classic arcade games in tape mode using this display.
Number 2 of my list.
ASUS TUF Gaming. The ASUS TUF VG27AQ is not exactly the flashiest monitor we've tested, but it is bursting at the seams with quality. For that reason, it's a great pick for your first 1440p PS5 monitor, particularly now that the resolution is supported by the console. Admittedly, playing games at 1440p sounds a bit last gen, but it turns out it's still a great option for playing most PS5 games. In addition, it comes with 165Hz refresh rate capabilities, meaning it'll cater to FPS fans looking to play shooters like Overwatch 2 at a higher frame rate. Supporting above 120Hz also means it's perfect for players for both a console and PC, as the best graphics cards will benefit from the extra refresh rate, not to mention extra features like G-Sync/FreeSync. Design. Compared to the INZONE M9, the TUF VG27AQ looks fairly vanilla. It sticks with a fairly traditional pedestal base, and its overall aesthetic is a bit textbook. However, that's actually a win for anyone looking for a subtle screen, as it'll blend in with existing setups in living rooms with a small setup in the corner. Obviously, not everyone has the latter, but with working from home becoming more of a thing, there's a chance you've got PC-related bits and bobs occupying your main living space.
And number 1.
Sony 27-inch INZONE. The Sony INZONE M9 is the best PS5 monitor, as it's designed specifically with the new gen console in mind. That much is evident from the fact it looks like a PlayStation 5, but its specs are also a perfect match for the powerhouse system. Features. Boasting a 4K 144Hz panel, the INZONE M9 caters to the PS5 specs and then some. Naturally, that makes it a great PC monitor option too, with additional G-Sync support covering the graphics card stability side of things. However, it will definitely benefit PlayStation players more than any others, not to mention it wields 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, a USB-B port, a USB-C port, 3 USB-A ports. With that sort of I/O at your disposal, you know you're in for a good time when it comes to console connectivity. An accompanying app makes adjusting the monitor's settings and swapping through one of its 5 display modes incredibly easy, which is great since it can be a bit annoying to reach behind the dang thing. Design. It's easy to get caught up on the fact the INZONE M9 looks like a PS5, and it's partly what makes it such a good fit for the console. Yet, there's lots to discuss regarding design beneath the surface, as its tripod stand offers an impressive degree of adjustability. Sony's PR told us that's specifically included to satiate competitive players with specific preferences, so that's worth keeping in mind if you take shooting things in a virtual realm seriously. Swinging back to aesthetics, it's also got a nifty RGB strip round back, which adds a bit of pizzazz without looking too garish. Not that everyone's going to be into the look of this monitor in the first place, but we reckon it still strikes an acceptable balance between style and subtlety that has widespread appeal.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.